All right, welcome back to Sips with the Cereal. I'm Jenna.
I'm Danielle.
And I'm Dina.
We are just three friends who like to get together and talk books. We would love for you to follow along with us each week, just like a book club. We tell you the week before what book we'll be discussing so you can make sure you read it. If you check out our Instagram, each of us likes to make art, so we will also post our art interpretations for each book. And we are at Sips with the Cereal. So just like the cereal from Akhtar, Suriel. And Dina, what are we discussing today?
Today we're discussing A Court of Wings and Ruins by Sarah J. Maas, which is the third book in her ACOTAR series. And if you haven't read it yet, please pause and go and read it because just like the cereal, we're spilling the tea. So
Yeah.
speaking of tea, what are we sipping on today? What did we find? What was the winner of
So,
our cocktail
so
poll?
according to our poll on Instagram, we do like to do a poll. This is the Crimson Court, and it is made up of pomegranate juice, Aperol, Prosecco, and
Actual pomegranates.
actually, I literally
Mhm.
YouTubed how to crack open a pomegranate so I could get the seeds out just for this.
Wow.
I got some fresh rosemary sprig in this baby and an orange slice. So we're going real fancy today. We're up in our game. Yeah, that's what we're
It is
sipping.
quite delicious.
The Crimson
It
Court.
is very good.
Very
Yeah, I like
good.
that. Mine's not as pretty, but mm.
It'll work. It'll work.
Yeah.
It'll work. It gets the job done.
It really does.
Hmm.
Hmm. Delicious. Should we dive right in, Danielle?
Are you guys ready?
All
We're
right.
ready.
Okay. So
Hold tight.
here it is. Favorite is back in the spring court. Womp womp. Hate that for her, but it's a means to an end. Using glamour to hide her new tattoos, which I was like super worried when she got there. I was like, they're gonna know what's gonna happen. Oh my God, new
Mm.
tattoos. But I was like, okay, no, she's got this. She's a badass bitch. So Anthe, yeah, Anthe.
She just gets worse and worse, Ianthe.
Hmm.
Says she's sorry for what happened, but thought she was giving Feyre what she wanted to be with her sisters forever. Did you ask my permission? No. So don't go ahead and do what you want to do. Then part of Tamlin's bargain with the King of Hybern is that the people of the Spring Court will not be harmed. Thanks.
Oh, thanks. Thanks for
Oh, great.
kidnapping my sisters, making them fey. So your court is safe, you big douche.
I know. Talk about a tampon. Oh my God.
What a
Jeez.
selfish bitch.
But like the most selfish. And don't say it's in the name of Feyre. Absolutely not.
No, he
She's
did that for himself in his court.
yeah, little bitch. Does his people even like him?
Well, what's
They
about to
should.
happen?
Yeah.
What's about to happen?
But like, does he know that they don't like him?
He's about to find out.
Yeah. The ignorant kind of ruler, you think? Like he's just
I
like
think
a
people like him
tyrant.
right now, even though he apparently is the only one that still does the tithe, where he like
Yeah.
people like, and maybe the only one that still does the during
The
the night of
blood
Calumet
right?
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
does
The
the whole
hanky
I
panky
like the hand motion there.
the hanky with like randos.
randos.
All right, sorry, continue.
Well, okay. All right. So the king's commanders, the twins and niece and nephew of the king, Prince Dagden, right?
Dagden.
I can't remember if I audioed this or if I read. I think
Dagden and Branna, I
Okay.
believe, right? Branna.
Princess Branna.
Yeah. Yeah, that sounds right.
Show up with Jurian, survey the wall for holes to rend it once the cauldron has restored its strength. Why'd you put that in red?
Tina did. So turning her sister's Faye
But like,
drained the strength of the
okay, I just
wall.
didn't know if it was me or someone who's interjecting.
I don't remember putting it red.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
All right. Well, sorry, guys. It was in quotes. I or parentheses. I made it red.
Oh, okay. All right. So Favor has been trying to locate the wings that belong to Reese's mother, which, you know, that was so sad.
Mhm.
I honestly wish that would have turned out better. But I mean,
Oh,
yes,
I know.
no. Like, would it have been what's the word I'm looking for? Like closure if he had found them?
Hmm.
Or
Well,
would it
I
made him
guess it.
angrier?
Well, no, I think the whole thing was she wanted to bring them back so they could be at rest at
Yeah, I
Valaris
get
and
it.
not like held captive still in the
But is he
Springport.
just like bringing it all back up? I mean, I guess he's still just
I
like
guess no matter what,
super
his
upset
mother
about
and
it
his
anyway.
sister are dead. So
Yeah, well.
Or maybe.
Free theory.
That's right. Dina brings it up that there is theories. There's lots of theories that Tamlin's like hiding at least the sister away under like a glamour or something, and is just keeping her from
Who
her
knows?
family. Who knows?
It could be in the next book. It could be in a book after. Did she say if the next book is her last book of the series?
No, she didn't say.
So then there you go.
Has she even said how many are in the series?
No.
Right?
No,
So
no.
So it might be a while.
We could have a wild ride ahead of us.
There was a theory that his sister, Rasanne's sister, is called Vela, right?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I saw that.
How
Yeah.
cool was that? Oh
So
my God.
Vela and Reese Valaris, and so
Oh.
he named it after him and his sister. I guess.
I was so
Yeah,
Yeah.
good one. It's a good one. It's a good theory. I like that.
wait. You moved up too much.
No, this is where we are.
No, I didn't say
No,
Tamlin.
sorry.
Feyre has been trying to locate the wings that belong to Reese's mother and sister, but hasn't found them. Tamlin says later that he burned them because he's an asshole. A long time ago, Lucian took Tamlin's place in the right while she was gone. Ianthe insisted that Lucian take her to the cave of Calamine. Forget, like, because well, you have the N in there, and I didn't read this book. I listened to it, so it's so hard when you don't read and you don't see the names. Like in the book, I'm audioing tribute. I'm like, how the hell would you say some of these, write these people's names out? I have no idea how you would spell them.
Right. And that's why I struggled a little bit there. I probably should have done like both. So I got the audio, but like Quinn, you nailed it because that's the way I read it. I'm like, am I reading this right? And then you said it, Quinn. I was like, okay, good. I got that one right.
How is it spelled?
Everything else is butchered. It's like QUI
HYN. HYN. Yeah,
that's wild.
I pronounce it as Quinn.
Yeah,
right?
it's Quinn,
okay.
yeah.
Sorry, we're talking about book right now.
But yeah, like there's a lot of extra letters in these fairy, and like in our last episode, Lindsay also said that she added a silent letter.
Oh yeah, and Verdier.
Yeah,
yeah. Oh, that's right.
To make it more mythical or make it more fae or whatever.
Yeah.
So as you were saying, back to Ianthe, she insisted that like Lucian have sex with her to restore the magic.
Come on, buddy.
Like she is just like all over Lucian in this book.
Well, I mean, I like Lucian.
Oh, I like Lucian too, but
Lucian a bone.
I like Lucian too, but I don't like Ianthe.
No, everybody hates.
Yeah,
you should all hate Ianthe. I mean, form your own opinions, listeners, but she sucks ass.
Sucks ass.
All right. So Feyre comes back. Where am I? No, where am I?
You're here.
Summer solstice. Oh, Alice says people say Feyre came back different or wrong, but she thinks she came back right.
So Alice sees what Feyre is and how she's okay.
I like Alice.
No, Alice is great, right? Did you like Alice?
I did, especially at this point, because then she kind of started seeing how Feyre was. I don't know if she really picked up on exactly what was happening, but she knew that she was a good person.
Yeah. Right. So the whole thing is that Feyre is pretending that she's all like happy to be back with Tamlin and like, no, I'm not going to have sex with you yet, Tamlin. I'm still really traumatized by Rhysand. Wink, wink. You know,
I'm traumatized by all that hot sex.
But I guess like Alice kind of sees through it and like understands.
Well, she knew her for a while longer, and I think she could just read her better.
Probably.
Yeah.
She could sniff out.
All right.
Real.
Hit that summer solstice scene, baby.
Oh, summer solstice scene. The sun rises. Ianthe raises her hands, expecting the light to hit her, but Feyre moved the stone, and instead, Feyre uses the light power to make herself glow, to make it seem like she is the one being blessed.
Take that, Ianthe. That was
I thought it was hilarious.
Such a badass move. What a badass move.
It's pretty kick-ass. All right. Yeah. Next night, Feyre fakes a nightmare. Good job. Goes to Lucian's room. Help me. And throws her arms around him and begins crying. He comforts her with Tamlin finding them.
That was so great.
Yes.
Oh, no, it's okay. He's comforting me. Oh, you're
Lucian's like, if you remember, he's like shirtless. Yeah, she's like in a nightgown.
A little nightgown. Yeah.
So great.
Yeah, like
so
your
great.
bestie right-hand man.
He's taking care of me. Yeah, no, she's planting that deceit seed and it's so great.
Oh yeah, she knows exactly what she's doing. All right, while the twins, Jerry and Feyre and Lucian, are still searching for the holes in the wall, they came across the children of the Blessed. Feyre gets into their heads to try to scare them off because the twins are trying to get them to cross to the other side.
So she's doing her Demati skill.
Demati, yeah.
When she's like talking to them, like,
ouch,
She's like, get out of here.
And then Jurian caught on to what she was doing.
Yeah. What do you guys think of Jurian at this point?
I wanted to like him.
Me too.
Yeah, same.
I was flip-floppy. I was like, okay.
I was hoping he was double agent.
Me too.
Agent.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Agent.
He's a double agent. All right, so Jurian thanks her when they are alone. He tells her he had unfinished business because everything he did during the war was for Miriam, and then he had betrayed him. He wants to draw her out of hiding and regret what she did. He knows Rhys and fought with him. Jurian says everyone insists Rhys is a soulless monster, but the Fae he knew back then was the most decent of them all.
So that's nice that like he recognizes that Rhys is just amazing because we know he's amazing.
Putting up a front because he's a better man.
So those freaking twins of Burns,
kill the children of the Blessed.
So terrible.
Yeah.
They like eat them, right? Or drink their blood or something, some shit like that.
Something gory.
I don't remember actually. But yeah,
I know they like drink their blood or something.
It had something to do with blood. Yeah.
I think it was the blood.
Yeah.
All right, Tamlin and Feyre start fighting about the twins. He says they are all their allies, but she is upset they butchered 3 innocent humans. He still doesn't get it because he's like, whatever. Lucian and Feyre sent the bog after them. Tamlin gets so angry, he explodes. Feyre doesn't shield from him.
On purpose.
She lets him fling her across the room and get hurt. Good job. And allows the guards to see this. Look what he did to me. How could you let him do this? And then Lucian comes and takes her away. La la la.
But like I see that Dina made a good note. Like Tamlin hasn't grown up. Like he hasn't like learned any lessons from this.
Still, it has this like revenge plot, and he's not like you would think he would be happy to have her home, and she was putting on a front, so you would think that would have cooled his jets, but he was not cool.
And he obviously can't control his freaking temper ever. Like
his
is
anger.
the beast. He is the beast. Like calm down, just invite her. No, like, well, you will join me for dinner. No, you're not. I'm not gonna. And he flips out, throws things all around. He's a temper.
Yeah,
giant baby.
Douche canoe, right? That's what y'all
douche canoe. Yes.
All right, we find out that Ianthe set up a Naga attack on the estate only so she could be the one to have a vision that saves the estate from the attack. Tamlin wants to punish the guard that fell asleep on duty and lost the keys. This angers his sentries.
So now like his guards are seeing him like hurt Feyre. They're seeing like that he's like a loose cannon basically and is punishing people for no reason. So he's like everybody's basically like against Tamlin at this point, like or about to be.
And at this point, we still hate him, everybody. Okay, so don't be coming at us for like Tamlin redemption. No, this point he's not
redeeming himself yet. No. Not quite yet.
A little bit, maybe a little bit later.
Possibly.
Feyre is slowly causing the spring court to crumble from the inside. Best way to do it. And then Alice leaves with her nephews to the summer court, which I'm so happy about.
Yeah, she saw the writing on the wall, and she was like, "I don't want my nephews to."
I was so nervous.
Yeah.
So nervous about them.
Okay, so as Feyre is, planting the seed and setting up the dominoes for them all to collapse, she gets the last piece of information she needs, specific numbers, locations, so she can bring it back to the night court. As she's planning to leave, she overhears that Lucian telling crazy bitch Ianthe to back off. She's basically like pushing herself onto him. She gets him shackled. Isn't he like shackled to a tree or something like that? It's like something crazy. Like she's about to do like the R word. It's not nice. Like
I know. Yeah.
So Feyre uses her power to get into Ianthe's head. She makes her unshackle Lucian and then pick up a rock and smash her own hand. Yeah. Ianthe smash her own hand over and over and over and over again. So great.
Sick. I like that.
Feyre tells her that she will never touch another person against their will ever again, which is So good.
Right?
So good.
Mhm. Mhm.
Dina, I liked your note here. Why don't you touch on it? The one
I
that
feel like I couldn't even, I was trying to put down in words exactly what I felt at this point, but I feel like SJM always empowers her females. It's almost like a flip-flop role from what we see in the real world, where normally maybe a female would have been in Lucian's place.
Mm-hmm.
And, she twists it to where now the female is the one doing that to the male. And then she makes these males seem almost like inferior to the women. Like,
yeah.
not just in their series, but in like Throne of Glass series too, you see that as well. So I kind of like that. And I mean, not like that, but
Right.
I like that she really empowers her females. And then Farrah comes and like saves the male. Like,
Yeah.
she's the one that
Yeah, it's a
got her to
total
stop.
role reversal. It's really
Yeah,
good.
exactly. Perfect. A role reversal. So I always thought that was kind of cool.
Yeah, definitely. And I'm happy she's still defending Lucian.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Because Lucian really didn't do anything wrong.
No.
Like he went
And
along with like Tamlin's plans.
right. And she,
Yeah.
she's not holding a grudge. She's a fair and honest
No.
person.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So, the evil twins, Dagon and Branna, revealed that they've been poisoning Feyre with Faebane. She ate an apple an hour ago, which was laced with Faebane, which will knock out her powers for a few days. So bad timing because she's trying to escape. Lucian and Feyre kill the twins. Woohoo!
Yay.
Lucian knows she's going back to the night court, and he's like, "Listen, my mate is there. She doesn't like me, but she's there. So if you're going, I'm going."
Pick me.
He also ate the damn apple, so his powers are gone too.
They're just walking it back.
So they can't, I feel like they can't leave through the courts and be seen. So they go through like those channels through the caves
Mm-hmm.
that lead them to the Autumn Court. And that's when shit gets bad. They hike through the Autumn Court. Now let's remember that is Lucian's original court where his brothers,
Crazy ass brothers.
and dad like killed was it his wife or fiance at that point?
Fiance? I don't think they
His
were.
fiance. I don't know if they were like engaged, but I know it was like his love.
Yeah.
Just a woman he loved.
So they hike through the Autumn Court for 5 days. They finally make it to the mountains, which will lead them to the Winter Court. But Lucian's terrible brothers find them.
This part made me so nervous.
Oh,
Mhm.
I know.
So because Feyre and Lucian's powers haven't fully returned, they have to like fight them off. And then this is where and I have it, I'm going to
So
read.
you were gonna play music.
No, yeah.
Intermission.
The rescue.
This is where, so like Eris is beating up Feyre and the other brothers are beating up Lucian. And
You
so,
have the quote.
yeah, so I have it here. So then all of a sudden, a shadow slams into the earth before us, cracking the ice towards every horizon. Not a shadow, an Illyrian warrior. 7 red siphons glinted over his scaled black armor as Cassian tucked in his wings and snarled at Eris with 5 centuries worth of rage. Not dead, not hurt, whole. His wings repaired and strong. Because remember, last she saw him, he was like dying.
Yeah.
And
Shredded.
Azrael, shredded wings. Azrael was dying. I loosed a shuddering sob over the burning gags. Cassian's siphons flickered in response as if the sight of me at Eris's hand. Another impact struck the ice behind us. Shadows skittered into the wake. Azrael. I began crying in earnest. Some leash I'd kept on myself snapping free as my friends landed. As I saw that Azrael, too, was alive, was healed. As Cassian drew twin Illyrian blades, the sight of them like home, and said to Eris with lethal calm, I suggest you drop my lady.
I fucking love it.
Yes.
I had all the feels.
Yeah.
I had like chills the entire time rereading that.
Yeah.
Because you're like, you're safe, you're alive. Kick some ass for your lady.
Yeah. Like Eris is about to kill Feyre and Lucian. Her best friends that she thought were dead are there to not only save her, but like to kick some freaking ass. And like
also the loyalty that they have for her.
Yeah.
How much time do you think has passed from when they met her?
That's a great question. I feel like maybe
Ooh.
6 months.
I don't know.
Right? Like
Maybe, like
they
months.
will fight to the death for her. That's how much they're loved. Like they are loyal, badass men.
Oh yeah. So good.
Yeah.
So good. So they obviously kick ass.
Mhm.
They don't kill anybody, but they kick ass. They take Lucian and Feyre back to the night court. During this journey, she learns that Lucian's last name is Venera. Why was this a big deal? Like,
I don't know. I was kind of like, did I miss something? Like, why was this a point? Why was she like, oh, that's your last name? Is
yeah,
there more to it? Like, I never found out.
Well, that
yeah.
has
There
nothing to
is.
do with like them thinking that Lucian then is not Eris's son, right?
They
That-
hadn't found out
yeah,
yet.
they hadn't
No,
found that
but
out
like
yet.
that's not like a foreshadowing.
Oh,
She,
maybe.
Yeah, maybe she's warming us up for it.
yeah, I
I
think
don't
that
know.
was supposed to be that. Like,
Okay. Okay.
hey, little note here, little note here.
Just keep in mind.
Yeah.
So Reese and Feyre are reunited. She's like battled and bloody and bruised, and it's a beautiful reunion. It's just, I love their story so
Romantic.
much.
And then there you have Lucian like looking at them and
He's
it's like, wow, this
What
is
is going
beautiful.
on?
Hello,
yeah.
Elaine?
Elaine.
He's like, you really like this guy? And she's like, yeah, I'm trying to tell you he's a good guy. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's not that dick that everybody thought he
he's
was.
been faking it for Valaris. Hello.
Mhm.
Right.
So Lucian learns Feyre and Reese's story. He states he didn't realize that um this was really sad. I felt like this was super
Mm.
sad. Lucian
Mhm.
said, Feyre, I didn't know I was the villain in your narrative. Like, which is just like he wasn't truly, but he was a part
played a
of
part.
Right.
he
Right.
played a big part, which was it was so sad. I'm like, oh,
Mhm.
Lucian deserves better, but like he just needed to be stronger. And like
He
had
still needs to be stronger.
he had this blind loyalty for Tamlin for taking him in after what his brothers did, and it's just
Mhm.
sad. So Nesta and Elaine have been held up in the House of Wind. They won't leave ever since they turned Fae. They're like freaking traumatized, and Nesta's pissed, and Elaine's like basically catatonic.
I'm sorry, that's not bad. But
She's just so
she just
Blah.
yes.
like she's catatonic and then she mutters stuff about her fiance.
She's like, "Do you hear the voices? Like
What? That was friggin' weird though.
everybody talking? Like, should we keep inside
What
voice?
is wrong with you?
Inside
Okay, we know
thoughts.
you're
Inside
that
thoughts.
I'm gonna commit you.
Yeah. So Nesta's being Nesta and Elaine's being, frail and lifeless,
Weird.
blah, blah, weird. She's like all upset because she's supposed to get married in the week and wants to go home. She's like, oh, my fiance, honey, that ship has passed. He hates Faye and now you are one. So that ain't gonna happen anymore. Um, they explain that they tried to get help from Draken and Miriam. So those are the two Fae that when everything went down originally with Jurian and Amarantha, they kind of fled and put a ward around themselves in this island and have been gone and no one can find them right now. So they're like, do do do. Or at this point, they're like, or they're dead and we just don't know.
Right.
So Reese sends a message out there to every High Lord that they need to attend a meeting in 2 weeks to get allies against Highburn. This was like when I was like, yes, let's do it. High Lord meeting. I want all the High Lords in a room. I want them to see that Reese is actually good. Oh my God, what if Tamlin comes? I was like, bring it on, High Lord meeting. I'm so excited.
Where's my invite?
I know. I was like, so can you imagine?
I need a seat at this table.
Yes.
Azrael, being a sweetheart, starts training Feyre to fly with the Illyrian wings that she's able to summon now, and that is so
That's a
sweet.
cool surprise.
Oh,
Yeah.
let's pause for that. I don't know if you found this, but I found this. Oh, so I saw as I was deep diving theories, there's a theory that Azrael is being so kind and Feyre not because he's like a super kind and generous, warrior, but because he actually had a role in their poverty and pain
I saw that.
as humans. So it's supposed to be like years ago. He like somehow
The father's
had like the demise of his father's ships, like Feyre's ships and everything like that.
He feels
So he feels guilty that
Oh
up
no.
to her.
since learning about Feyre and her story and the ripple effect of like getting rid of the human ships that were trading, it caused, her dad to like not like provide for the family anymore and Feyre had to provide. Anyway, so there's a theory that he feels guilt and that's why he's helping Feyre so much. I don't know about that. I think
hope
he's a nice
not.
guy.
With or without.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe he's doing that and he is really a nice guy and he likes her.
You
both.
you could do that and not help someone still and be a dick. He's still being nice.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, true. Hmm.
Okay, so this is when Reese also takes Feyre to the library, that crazy library with the spiral steps, and there's like
Mm.
something dark and mysterious
Yeah,
in the basement. That's not really a basement. At the bottom of the steps, and like we don't know about it yet.
Which is just hilarious that it's just like there, and they're just like, "Don't go down there. It's scary." Here's
And
Cass.
then Cassian is like terrified of it. Like
Yes,
this
Catskill won't
big
talk
brooding
about it. He's
guy.
super traumatized.
Yeah.
Cassian's
This is the
who's
one
like
thing.
Cassian, who's like the general of the Illyrian army, is like the badass, most badass person ever, is scared of like this mysterious thing in like the basement of the library. It's
Like,
so funny.
like they just
It must be really bad.
are walking around it like
Yeah.
it's no big deal, and it's something super
Right.
funny. Doesn't that crack you up?
Yeah, there's all these like priestess that were saved by Azriel and Rysand and given like sanctuary at this library. And that's when we meet like I guess like the leader of them, which is like Clotho. We learn about her story, which is super sad, and the story of the other
Mm.
priestesses. Um, so then we move on to Feyre says that Hybern might have the numbers, but they have the monsters. So Feyre's already planning ahead. She's like, there's the bone carver and there's the
Mm-hmm.
weaver.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
We can get them if we like make a deal, strike a deal here. Amryn is kind of found a kinship with Nesta. They're two like,
Bitches.
bitches. Yeah, they're two bitches.
Like calls to like.
Like, oh my God. I would say that saying in this series was really starting to irk me a bit.
Oh yeah,
I was like, how many times are we going to say like calls to like? Like, okay,
we get it.
I get it. So Amryn starts training Nesta to shield. So I feel like that's like the number one thing that Arabic gets taught first is like, don't let anybody get into your
Mm.
brain.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
It is first, like, I'm in there. Back it up.
Yeah. So Cassian and Feyre go to see the bone carver now to strike a deal. Feyre still sees him as this little boy, and then she realizes that it's her and Reese's kid.
Okay, pause for that theory though.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I didn't
One-
like that theory.
I didn't like it.
I
either.
don't like it
Okay,
either,
okay.
but
Okay.
I mean, it's worth
It-
discussing.
So
get
the
right.
theory is that is that spoiling then
No, we
the
can go
other books?
here. It's right here.
But is it spoiling the other books because of the wings?
I think we find out in this book, no?
No.
Mm-mm.
No? Oh.
Well, this won't spoil too much. You want to go
Okay, so
ahead and read it?
Reese and Amarantha had a son.
That's
Okay,
the
that's
theory.
the theory. So this is the form of the little boy that the bone carver took when he saw Feyre, and he had purple eyes and no wings.
So, like, where's the son? If Reese and Amarantha had a mysterious son, like, where did it go?
Yeah, right.
Where is it?
But I mean,
True.
say Fae babes are really hard to like be born,
Oh,
so
oh.
maybe they did, and it just
Passed.
yeah.
Oh.
Okay.
Mm.
Alrighty. So,
Downer. Back it
I
up.
don't like it.
Bring it back up.
okay. So we also find out that the Weaver is related. She's the sister to the Bone Carver, and he's like, but he's like terrified of his sister.
Oh, yeah.
He's
They're
like,
all scared.
Yeah.
no, I don't want to see her. Like, we're good.
No, I'm
She's
full
there.
here.
She's like banished to the middle. I'm banished to this prison. Like, let's just keep it separate, right? He doesn't want to go home. They like, well, how about money? He's like, I have no use for money here. This is where I live.
Right.
He doesn't want his siblings to know that he's alive. So they're like death gods, basically. They supposedly can't be killed. A Fey warrior tricked his sister into diminishing her power and confined her to the middle. Coast Jay, his brother, which is so crazy, was confined and bound to the continent. The Fey bloodline is long gone, but a trace still runs through the human line. So go for it, Dina, because you have a little note here about your thoughts on that.
Yeah, so as soon as I read that part, I'm like, oh, it's Feyre. Like
Mm,
it runs in their blood, like guaranteed. And this
mhm.
kind of goes along with the theories, like once they were turned, like why did they all turn high Fae? Why do they all have all these special powers? I
Yeah.
know that the bone carver mentioned that the bloodline is long gone, but I don't know. I feel like hopefully down the ways we'll find out that it runs through their blood or something.
Well, yeah, maybe like a relative, and they just have like, these books love to talk about like a drop of
Faintest.
blood still.
Right. And we
Right.
mentioned that before, that we thought something was going on with their mom.
Hmm.
That's how.
Right, exactly.
Mhm.
So the bone carver makes a deal and he's like, I'll help you guys in this war against Hybern if you go get this like terrifying mirror called the Ouroboros. So it's basically a window to the world where all can be seen. But like you could like see
Wait,
yourself. I know
don't
I'm gonna
tell
let Dina talk about that.
Okay,
You
because
could,
I don't know what that is.
yep. You can like see yourself in the mirror and it'll show you like your true self and it could be scary and it could make you lose your mind and go crazy.
Don't give me a spoiler though
I
for
know. That's how I'm like, I'll be very careful.
So thoughts on this? Dina wrote thoughts on this being the same mirror in Throne of Glass. There are, if you are familiar with Throne of Glass, there are two characters that look in the mirror and go into the mirror, and they get to kind of see how the past truly unfolded, like the
Mhm.
truth behind these stories, and they got to see like what really happened and not how um time skewed the storyline of things. So that was interesting. I don't know. I don't know, Dino. Do you think it's the same?
I don't know. I just know that I mean, there was that and the fact that they looked in and then she had to look inside. Like, I don't know. There's maybe
That's a
not,
good theory. No,
but
but Sarah J. Maas, she loves to
mhm.
tie in all three of her book worlds.
I mean, and there are other mirrors within the Throne of Glass thing that they start,
Oh,
like, I mean,
but the
it's
witches,
separate.
the mirrors,
Yes, like maybe it's
yeah,
something
that's
left
not,
over from them
but
or,
the
yeah, I know.
witches
Danielle's like, I don't know.
Listen, I'm not there.
Throne of
I know.
Glasses. I love Akatar, but Throne of Glass, just the storyline is so rich
Hmm.
and has
Mhm.
so many layers that you're just like, and then this, and then this, in her mind. Oh my God. Yeah. So the witches and the mirrors.
Yeah.
You're not related, but still cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, move on.
So
Moving on.
Nesta could be like the Carver, her nickname is the Lady of Death. That comes more into play into the Court of Silver Flames, the next book. But as of right now, what Amren's trying to learn, what powers Nesta has, is that what they learned is that she did take something from the cauldron. So like she was so mad
Yeah,
that
that's
that
what they
was
kept saying
happening,
this
and
whole
the
book.
cauldron was taking from her. She wanted to take from the cauldron that she wasn't really supposed to. So we don't know what it is
Okay.
yet.
And that's kind of badass. I'm sorry. I know y'all don't like
Yeah.
Nesta,
No, she has
but good for her
qualities.
for
No,
fighting.
like if I'm being like in a non-Fae situation, like say I'm
Mm.
fighting for my life, like anybody's gonna try and claw and like take
Mhm.
something from their attacker, right? So that's what she did. The cauldron was her
Yeah.
attacker in a sense. And yeah, so she took. So good for her. She
No,
fought back.
Mhm.
she's got her qualities that I really admire.
Hmm.
I think she just makes really poor choices and
Mm.
doesn't treat people very nice.
Emotionally, in her relationship, she makes poor choices.
And she just,
Yeah.
yeah, all manners of relationships. She just doesn't
Mhm.
treat people nicely, and I don't like it.
No, please.
Anyway, okay. So Elaine is just like not having it with Lucian. She's like, I'm going to pretend that you don't exist. And like every time he tries to talk to her, this poor guy, she basically like, flinches and leaves the room. And he's just like, well, that's not working. Like it's so sad.
It's like
Um,
almost cringy.
yeah, I
Yeah. I feel bad.
know. But she seems to be taking like some mysterious comfort with Azriel.
Yeah.
Um, you know,
And that grows, it grows.
I think maybe because he's like a quiet soul and doesn't push. He has a lot of
Yeah.
his own childhood trauma, so maybe
Mhm.
he like gets the trauma of people with like quiet souls. Like he doesn't get Nesta's trauma, but he understands
Yeah.
Elaine's trauma. That's my theory on that. Okay, so bam, they go to the Court of Nightmares, which is always such a fun time for me because it's so terrifying there. But Reese, he just always makes it
Comical.
he makes it a hot
Yeah.
spectacle. He makes it such a spectacle. So they go to the Court of Nightmares to ask Morgan's dad, to help them. Uh Kier wants Feyre? Like, that's weird. Reese
Hmm.
Reese brings in Eris. Eris sucks so bad.
Sucks.
Morris like feels like completely betrayed. But Eris is willing to offer Kier an alliance in exchange for his help in the war. So Eris's price for helping Reese is to support the High Lord, his support to be the High Lord of the Autumn Court. So, like we said before, Eris wants his dad out. He doesn't
Mhm.
agree with anything his dad. It seems like he doesn't even have love for his dad.
No,
I don't think
Mm-mm.
he said if his dad died. And
I think he pretty much says that in not this book, but he says that
The next one, yeah.
Mhm.
He wants to be High
Yeah.
Lord. So he's like, I'm with you guys if you like put in a bid for me, basically, to be High Lord.
Mhm.
Like, yeah, sure.
So then we go into, and we have theories on this too. We go into a little bit more of the backstory between Eris and Moore, which is a little bit coconuts. I'm gonna pull it up right now.
Buy into it. I might buy into it.
Right. There's
Okay.
definitely more to it.
Yeah. Because they keep saying, they hinting like you tell the story, Moore has more to
Yeah.
say. It's
Yeah.
more to say.
More has worse.
More has more.
Okay, so one of the theories, Danielle, you found. You want to read this?
Okay, so Moore and Eris are mates. I was like, huh, okay. Eris left her in the woods because he knew she didn't want him and is into women. Interesting.
Then there was another one. This one.
Moore's truth truth gift power is that she can hide the truth. That the reason Az is always watching her is because he knows and her power holds him back from telling the truth. This theory is backed by Eris when he asks Moore what really happened back when they were engaged and she has a secret mansion.
Yeah, so basically
I know the part real secret mansion. Okay.
You know, like, okay.
the theory is that Azriel has not been pining for Morgan for 500 years, but he actually knows that she has this gift where she can like hide truths. And now that I think about it, like there's a lot of times where Morgan's just like gone, like, and they
Yes.
say, "Oh, she's making deals, but she's like gone. Like, where is
Yeah.
she?"
Yeah, she does.
And like, so the whole thing is like Azriel hasn't made a move and been pining for 500 years because he's not really into her. Like he thinks she's up to something and his shadows have been watching, yada, yada, yada.
Mm-hmm.
She has her own place. But yeah, we don't know. Eris keeps alluding to like, you should ask more why I didn't help her that day.
But in this book, we don't know she's into women.
No, we find out in the next
No.
book. Yeah.
Oops. Spoiler.
Sorry.
So sorry, everybody. That was our bad.
Sorry about that.
Bleep, 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 bleep.
Danielle's dogs just came in. Okay, so we also find out that Amryn was once in the prison where the bone carver is and where all the other like scary, incredibly scary beasts are. And so she escaped from there. Did we ever learn how? Like, how did she do it?
She
In
kind
her
of talks
form.
about it, and yeah, she had to take on the different form, right? Like she had to
yeah,
go into a
whatever that
different form,
form.
the Fae
Mhm.
form.
But
I
like,
don't remember exactly how though. It
yeah,
might be in Silver Flames where they explain more.
I feel like, but even I think in the next book, we don't get a whole lot of Amryn's
Oh
backstory.
yeah.
Yeah, it's still
Yeah.
a mystery. So Elaine is now having visions. So she's like, we're realizing that she's a seer. She sees the old witch vision, the vision about Cassian, which was terrible. She sees
Mhm.
like she says, "Oh, like snapped your wings, broke your bones." Cassian's like, "Oh, it'll take more than that to kill me." And then she just like flat affect says, "No, it will not."
Right. Like, can I
Like-
just say, she didn't really say it with like a gentle tone. She was,
Yeah.
you're gonna be fucked. Like,
Right?
Right. No, no.
not
So,
like,
like-
oh, don't worry, we'll figure a way out. No, like, this is it for you.
Like Sarah
No.
Janet, don't touch
Yeah.
Cassian.
Never touch Cassie.
Are you like giving us a little like premonition here? Like, are
Right,
you
'cause you
like,
already touched
foreshadow?
You shredded his wings before, now he's back, and now you have another vision that he's gonna get fucked up? Absolutely not.
I'm very scared for him
This
because
made
nothing's happened, and I mean things have happened, but he's
Right.
still alive. So
so this made me nervous for when, and we're coming up to it when the battle happens, and I was like,
Oh,
here
yeah.
we go, here we go. He's a goner.
I know.
Okay. We learn about Miriam's story a little bit more. Blah blah blah. That's a little boring for me. Feyre learns how to fly, which is awesome.
Yeah, finally.
Finally.
I mean, I probably was given the right amount of time for her to fly. It seemed like a while, but
So now Nesta and Feyre go into the library. What is this about the one black hair? Dina, what is this? The twin kings, Raven?
So Elaine, yes,
Oh,
Elaine had
that
this
was
weird.
That's right. That's right.
The two
Elaine-
ravens, one black, one white, like
That's-
in her little speechy speech.
That's right.
and it's the people
That's
who are
right.
coming to hunt them.
That's right.
Yes, and they're known as the ravens.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
right. Elaine has that weird
So she
vision.
has accurate vision. She just didn't know what the fuck to do with them.
Yeah.
They're
Yeah.
like, okay, ravens.
Okay, crazy.
Yeah.
Thanks, sis. See you later.
Moving on. Okay. So the twins are hunting for them. We learn about the mortal queens. We learned the first one to go in was granted immortality, but it took her youth. I love that. I was like, that selfish queen who is like trying to like do this and like was all behind Nesta and Elaine being the test dummies. You thought you were gonna like be beautiful forever. Well, you can live forever, but you're gonna be an old hag now. So haha.
Warts and all.
So yeah, the cauldron was angry that Nesta took something. So apparently it took revenge on this queen or whatever. I don't know. So now we're learning a little bit more about the thing in the library that's really scary.
Yeah.
Feyre makes a deal with it. It will kill the two ravens if she sends it company to tell her about the life. So like
That's hilarious.
so these twins are like in the library coming after Nesta and Feyre. And like Feyre's like, oh, we're gonna die. So there's this thing. Let me run down the stairs to this thing that Cassian's terrified of. Make a deal with it. She gets a
The
new
first thing that Alice tells her to not do, like back in Akatar, is don't make bargains. And then
yeah.
this girl left and right.
Bargains.
bargains all
Right?
over.
She's got a new tattoo. She's got like a tattoo from like this smoke monster, like from Lost or something now.
Oh my God.
That's what it reminded me of, like
Yeah.
a smoke monster.
Like, yeah.
So the smoke monster thing kills the two ravens and Feyre, and I think like Reese is the one that gets Feyre and Nesta out of there, right? Reese and Cassian.
Yeah, it was
Yes.
Cassian for sure. But
Oh yeah,
Mhm.
because Cassian's. I don't really want to look at that
I'm so
thing.
scared. Come on in, guys.
Elaine in a vision reveals that her dogs are going crazy right now. Reveals that the sixth queen is alive, the one that was supposed to be like sick. You know, that day of the meeting.
Oh yeah, she didn't
faked
show
an
up.
illness.
Mhm.
So apparently the other queen sold her. She's now trapped by Vassa as a firebird by day and human by night. So she's like a basic prisoner. Lucian offers to go find the sixth queen in hopes that she can help them. But really, he's just like, I'm not making any headway here with my mate. And I have to like prove myself to this night court who's taking me in.
So let me go.
So let me go
something.
do some good stuff. So I don't know. What does this say? Did we ever find out what the heck that was about? Chapter 33. Do you know what it
when he disappeared?
Because he tells them about his eye that it can see things that others can't. And I'm like, okay. Also, again, first the last name, now this thing with his eye. We need some more information. But I don't remember.
I don't remember.
She didn't
any of
elaborate on that because
No.
after that he was gone.
Nope, don't remember that at
Yeah.
all. So we learned that Hybern attacks the summer court, and Reese and the Illyrians are the only ones that show up to help. The High Lords meet at the Dawn Court. Nessa decides to come and to give her their story. I was like, okay, Nessa's turning a corner. Because she said something along the lines of like, Feyre, like you said, you went to fight because it was the right thing to do. I don't want to be known as someone who just stood in the corner while other people's fought my battle. So I was like, okay, Nessa, good job. We're turning a corner here. So I was so excited. It was like gauntlet down, all the High Lords around this like beautiful pool in the Dawn Court. The Dawn Court, they make it sound like the prettiest one. Even like Feyre's like, can we have like this pool put into like our place for Laura?
Hey, honey, me and you.
Right? And then boom, Tamlin shows up. And I was like, yes, the drama. This is going to be amazing. Amazing. Tamlin is just like as we thought he would be, just horrible. He blames Rhysand for making a deal with Hybern. Oh, and then he says something it was so cringe.
Oh God.
He was like, do you ever notice the same sounds that that Feyre makes right before she climaxes?
What a jerk.
Like, could you shut the fuck up?
Right.
Get over her.
Sex with Reese, okay?
Doesn't Azriel like start like choking? Like he does something
like a cough choke
something.
or something.
Like, don't talk about my lady like that.
Watch how you speak about my high lady. Baby, that was good stuff.
Right.
Then he realizes that she's high lady. That Reese.
Oh yeah.
They're like
find out
mates. and High Lady. And like I feel like he like shuts up then.
I know. I was waiting for this. I kept asking Jenna. I was like, when is Tamlin going to find out? When is Tamlin going to find out? I want to see that shocked, pissed look on his face.
Tarquin, remember we liked him in Mist and Fury. We are like sad that him and Rhys weren't going to be friends. He realizes that Rhys is a decent guy and it was all just an act. So he like rescinds the death threat, the blood rubies.
The rubies.
The black spot.
Azriel starts like choking out Eris, right? Like just like like lunges at him, topples him to the ground, and is like choking him out because Eris says like a really snide comment about Moore being dressed like a whore. That was terrible. Feyre then fights with Baron. Feyre loses her temper and starts using her powers, and Rhysand is like mind speaking. He's like, "I love you. You're a badass, but please calm down because we're trying to make everybody allies with us, please."
I know you could beat all their asses, but not right now.
Yeah, like
don't show them everything, please.
They were like, "Oh, so that's where my drop of power went." Like they start to see like she can do this, she could do that. Okay, cool. So in the end, they all agree to help fight Hybern. Baron, because he's a bitch, says he'll think about it. Feyre figures out that Helion had an affair with Baron's wife. And that Helion is actually Lucian's father.
That was like, whoa.
Yeah. Well, if you were married to Baron, wouldn't you have an affair on him too? Like,
yeah, because the
sucks.
way they were all talking, the way Baron was talking, you're just like, yeah, bitch, cheat on him, right?
Plus, didn't like he kind of not, I mean, the mom and him were mates, right? Were they mates? Or did they just forced that on them?
No.
Yeah, I can't remember.
I just remember them saying like their relationship wasn't like the greatest. Like
no, because he's like abusive or something.
Yes, he was, yeah, abusive, right?
So it's like at the end of this meeting, like there's just something in the air that's feeling off. Nesta, because like calls to like, right? Nesta feels like something's off. She starts to become ill. And then all of a sudden, like there's like a vibration in the air, and everybody realizes that the king used the cauldron to shatter the wall. So now there is no barrier protecting the humans from the Fae and vice versa.
I was super scared at this point.
Oh, yeah.
Uh-oh.
So Amren and Faye go to the library to make a deal with the smoke monster. Basically, his name is Bryaxis, but we can call him the smoke monster. Amren confirms that she can break the wards, trapping him there if he agrees to fight the war for them. He says he doesn't want to leave because he likes the books and everything like that, and he just wants a window in the sky. And they're like, "Cool, fight the war for us, and then we'll make you a window in the sky.
I know,
you
like
live in the library."
Cute. How cute is that? No,
poor guy.
There, I just
poor little
thing.
So from there they go to Grayson's estate. So Grayson is Elaine's fiance, right? The human guy. Lord Nolan notices Nesta and Elaine are now Fae, and Elaine like is like begging. She's like, "Please, like, come on, like the wall is down now, and I still love you, P.S." And then boom, Jurian walks in. He's like canoodling with Lord Nolan and the Graysons and all that stuff. Like he's just like wiggles himself in everywhere.
Well, he's like who's a character that's similar that has to have his hand in everything because he doesn't want anyone to backstab him. He wants to be the first to backstab. Think of it, another character in like a movie or something. Like he wants to be one step ahead.
He's in everybody's business.
Yes. And we learn this is because he's pretending to be in cahoots with Hybern. So he is a double agent. He wants to find Draken and Miriam, apologize, ask for their help. Rhysand confirms this by looking into his mind. He's like, okay, he's telling the truth. We're good.
But why did it take this long for him to do that? Come on.
Yeah, that's true. He did. Rhysand did say like he doesn't like to do it because like he feels like it's invading people's privacy. But like I guess like if we're gonna make a deal,
I mean he doesn't even like Jurian.
Yeah,
no, you know
they used to be friends.
True, yeah.
In the first war, right?
Pre-Amarantha.
Yeah, pre-Amarantha. Okay, so then Tamlin runs back to Hybern and told him their plans. Like he like left the High Lord meeting and was like,
"Hey, but look what I found out."
Like, really, Tamlin, what is wrong with you, bro?
I didn't Well, did I think he was going to do that? I don't know.
I was like, no, he will not. There's no way. And then he does.
Yeah, I
I
guess
kind
so.
of expected it,
What an
honestly. I was like, he showed up to get information. Like he's
Yeah.
already trying to protect his people. He's in with Hybern. Like it's not good.
Right. He's already made one deal. What's another?
But right, exactly.
Mm.
terrible. All right, Dina, it's all you now. Take us
I just
home.
like to note that my portion is in a Longhorn orange color, and I really like it. So thank you, Jenna, for doing
Yay!
that.
As we get further along in our podcasting, we're color coding our parts to make things flow better.
I love how you wrote Dina is Longhorn Orange.
Oh yeah, I knew.
I
'Cause
know, not just
you like,
orange.
and you shoot like, well, as I was like picking out colors for people, I was like, ooh, orange. Ooh, this looks like the jerseys that they wear. Oh, Longhorn orange. Okay, I'm like, okay. So take it away,
Okay.
Longhorn, Dina.
So, of course, Grayson doesn't like Faye, so he breaks it off with Elaine. What are your thoughts on Grace and Elaine's relationship at this point? The breakup, her reaction. What are y'all thinking?
Well,
It's expected.
yeah, it was expected. I
Right.
mean, he
He
hates
was
Faye,
he was a
so
real dick to her
He
about it.
was.
She's devastated.
he's like, listen, yesterday you weren't Faye, today you are. Bye. And she's like,
Yeah. See ya.
but.
And he
There's
even
a
asked for the ring back at that point too, right? Like, real
there's a
dramatic.
theory going around that she was pregnant when she went into the
What?
Oh,
cauldron.
into the cauldron, right?
What?
But I'm like, wouldn't we have known by now?
Hmm.
I don't believe it. I don't believe it.
It could also be part of her obsession, like if it was her first and then
Oh, yeah.
Did the cauldron
you know.
take the baby?
I mean, probably.
I don't think that theory's
Mm,
true.
no.
I don't like it.
Okay. So so then a small battle occurs with Hybern. At this point, Faber realizes that she needs to find the cereal, of course, to find the location of Hybern's true army, because I think during the small battle they realized that he actually wasn't truly there, or that it was only a portion of it. Like they already knew that the numbers were much higher. So badass Farah goes and captures the cereal again, and the cereal doesn't know where Hybern's army is, because the king is using magic from the cauldron to cloak it. The cereal says that she can use Nesta to track the cauldron because once again, like calls to like. The cereal also tells her how, or tells Amryn, or tells her to tell Amryn, where the answer is that she's looking for is in the book.
Hmm.
And then freaking Ianthe
Yep.
shows up again, uses an ash arrow, and eventually kills our favorite, the cereal.
That really shocked me.
I couldn't believe it.
Right?
I was like, this isn't real. What's
I
happening?
didn't think that the cereal could really
Me
die.
either.
And
A-
that I did not see that coming. That really came out of nowhere.
And I probably was more sad about that than some of the other things. I was like, no. But the
It's just
good thing
uncalled
is,
for.
right. The good thing is though, before the cereal dies, it tells her to leave the world a better place than she
That
found
was,
it. I'm like, oh, right.
you know.
And then after that, Helion finds her and takes her back to the camp. Um, so let's see. Feyre runs and leads. Oh, wait, did
Leads
we?
Ianthe.
Oh yeah, she leads
So she's
Ianthe
pissed about
to the
that.
Weaver's cot. Right, right, right. So she leads her to the Weaver's cottage, and luckily the Weaver takes over, does her thing, and goodbye, Ianthe.
Thank
That was
God.
great. That was great revenge.
Mm-hmm. So in that battle that was going on, Cassian is hurt. Moore is mad at Feyre for leaving the camp without telling anyone, and they start having a fight. I
Whatever.
think this,
I
th
mean,
is this
she snuck off. It's not nice. Told
right?
her
She should have
plan.
at least told somebody.
I
Yeah.
mean, she's taking matters into her own hands. Good and
Yeah.
not good.
That
Right.
that reminds me of one of the lead characters in Throne of Glass who did a lot of plans
Oh,
and didn't include anybody either.
which
Um,
made a lot of people mad.
which
Not so much.
also made a lot of people mad.
Not so
Oh,
much.
some parallels between characters there.
Yeah, yeah,
Interesting.
exactly, exactly. Okay, sorry. Continue.
So, so then Nesta uses bones and stones to, I don't even remember.
Scry.
Scry? Okay.
Yeah,
And
so
this
they have
is,
that like giant map on the table, right?
Hmm.
And they're like, shake it up, like, and
Like
like
dice.
throw it and like
I
dice.
was,
Throw it and then
yeah.
it'll tell us where everybody is. Like,
It's kind of cool.
So, right, yeah.
Like
So,
Jumanji and all the pieces
Jumanji. It
fall.
is like Jumanji. That's true.
oh, So then this,
We made Dina
that's
think
really,
for a
I know, I was
second.
like, oh yeah, that's true. Okay, good. Cool. I went, oh yeah, she probably, she pulls from different things. I wonder if that was
Mhm.
one thing that she was kind of thinking there.
Right? I
Interesting.
bet. I bet.
So of course this does reveal the location of Hybern and his army, which is at the edge of human territory close to their family estate.
Good.
And then during this time, the cauldron lures Elaine away from the camp by showing Grayson, freaking Grayson,
Mhm.
that he's calling to her and promising to love her. I know. Yay, yay.
She's such a
Elaine.
lovesick puppy.
I
Trying to get back to
know.
normal human life.
Again, like I feel like this is something, I don't know, like a baby of the family would do, not the middle
Mm.
child.
Right. She does act like a baby
I'm
still.
telling you, the birth
Right?
order is all screwed up in this book.
Mm-hmm.
I'm telling you.
Let's see. Then Az and Feyre go to, okay, so they're gonna go get Elaine back. And so to do this,
Mm.
Feyre shapeshifts into Ianthe, which I thought was pretty cool that she could
Really
completely shapeshift
cool.
into a
Really cool.
whole person here.
And then
Uh,
Asriel is like a shadow. Like he's basically
oh yeah,
following
yeah, because
after
he
he like
can.
Yeah, that was
shadows and
so
that's
cool.
so cool.
These are really cool powers.
I know, right? Ah.
Um, so Jurian, of course, Jurian shows up again, and but he notices that Feyre is actually Ianthe and
How
Ianthe's
does
not
he know?
herself.
That's crazy.
I know, because isn't he, or well, he's made, right?
Uh, uh,
So
Made
oh,
can
he was made
yeah.
again. He was made
yeah,
again after
Yeah.
Amarantha took his eyeball and made him
and
to
his
a
soul.
human. God, his eyeball soul.
So then Feyre, during this quest to get Elaine, happens to notice that a child of the Blessed, a girl, she's being tortured there, and she asks Jurian to like help her so that she
Hmm.
can help Elaine.
Mhm.
And then Jurian kind of directs them to this cliff, that can kind of get them out of there once they get everybody they need.
Mhm.
Of course, she's hit with a ash arrow by two of the king's hounds, and dun dun dun. Tamlin shows up, and what does he do? He actually helps her escape.
There was a moment where I was like, he's not actually helping. Oh.
Right?
Okay, go, Tamlin, go.
I, okay, this was part of our poll question, wasn't it?
Yeah, it
Hmm.
was because he's like
And I picked Tamlin.
fighting the
Yeah.
hounds and then he's
Hmm.
creating wind, which I didn't know he could create wind. He
That was
creates
so
wind
cool.
to like because she was
Carries her.
yeah, because like her
Yeah.
was injured, so she was having trouble with her new wings that she just learned how to fly with.
Yeah, like
Like he
yesterday.
creates wind to like carry her out. Like I was like, huh, Tamlin.
At first I was like, he's not helping her, but I
Hmm.
was like, no, good job.
And then Azrael's injured again, and he's like carrying Elaine and flying with Elaine while he's all injured.
Hmm.
This guy can't catch a break,
I
man.
know.
I know, poor Azrael. Yeah. Okay. So then we find out, oh, so we did find out that Moore likes females in this book.
Oh,
So we do get a little more of a backstory.
I always thought that was Silver Flames. You're right. Okay.
Yeah, because I was like, I
Oh,
thought it
this
was
is like a
after her
quick
and
confession to Feyre, right?
yeah, it was after they fight. They like apologize, I guess, to
Wasn't
each
it?
other.
Wasn't it also
Yes.
after like she has sex with like Helion or something? No, it wasn't Helion.
No, she
Yes,
had sex with someone
yes.
at dinner, right?
Yeah, at the High Lord
She
meeting.
was it Helion?
Yeah, and like Azrael and Cassian were like annoyed by it.
Yeah, because they could hear them.
Yeah. And Feyre's like, why would you do that? And she's like, well, I
It's
like
it's
women.
Yeah.
it's so Azrael like stops like pining for me. I have
Mhm.
sex with men to show it in his face. Like just like be
That's
honest with
not
him.
cool.
Just
That's
be
not
like,
nice.
I like female.
Yeah. Yeah. I
Like
think that's a better like
if you've
confession
been
than
friends for like 500 years, maybe just like tell him you're not into dick and
Right. I mean,
like
it's worse to let him think that you're like a slut.
right?
yeah.
And like being rude and right in front of his face having sex with other people when you
When you
know
know
he
he wants you.
cares.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know about more.
I,
I'm
I didn't like
I'm
her at this point when she said that. I was like, oh, you're kind of just
right.
like lying to add.
mhm. And there's just so much that we don't know about her still.
Right.
It's very suspicious,
I
Don't-
liked her in the beginning, but yeah, now I'm kind of a little sus,
right?
as the kids say. I'm a little
Yes.
sus with her. Let's see. So then Amryn figures out that her, Feyre, Nest, and Elaine, because they're all made, are going
Mhm.
to need to go to the cauldron and touch it together to kind of use it against the king and his army.
Mhm.
Um, so it's like a little side note. And then after that, Pharaoh winnows to the court of nightmares to go get the mirror. And
Ouroboros.
Yes, I was like, I can't say that word. So good for her. She gets the mirror. She takes it to the bone carver. And in the end, he tells her that he didn't need the mirror, but that she did. He wanted to see if that she was worth helping because it's rare to find a person who can actually face themselves and not be broken by it. I thought that was like kind of
Yeah.
poetic and kind of cool that
He was
that
like,
was
yeah,
the
he's
point of
like,
Really
it.
do you
tested
have
her
a,
character.
yeah, do you have a strong enough character that I will fight for you
Hmm.
despite this, despite
Hmm.
me being very happy here in my prison? Like, I'm cool. Like, yeah. And if she apparently like looked into the mirror, was like devastated by what she saw, like her innermost like evil beast self. We don't really learn what she actually saw.
No,
It's like something terrible. I think it's like a reflection of like all your like worst qualities and like are you going to cave to your worst qualities or are you going to
hmm
rise above them and be a better
Like
person?
if she were to be like Tamlin,
Like yeah, like everybody
right.
were to give in to her
yeah.
worst impulses. Mhm.
Yes,
Yeah.
like everybody has bad
Yeah.
impulses and everybody can make wrong choices. Is she going to give in to them or is she going to rise above them?
Hmm.
And at this point, I know like these are supposed to be monsters, the Weaver, the Bone Carver, Bryaxis, but I kind of like them at this
Me
point. I'm
too.
like,
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
not
Because they're
supposed to,
working for
but
us at this point. So
that's
we're
true.
thinking like, good, let's use them.
Yeah. No, the
Right. Use them to our advantage.
Weaver killed Ianthe. Bone Carver's
Hmm.
gonna work for him. Bryaxis like, I'll work for you. I just want a window at the end of this. We're all cool.
Oh,
I killed the
So soon.
twins. I killed the twins for you. I just wanted some company, so it's fine.
yeah. Okay. And then Azrael here gives Elaine his blade, the truth teller,
That was shocking.
which, right? Like, this is the point too where I was kind of like, okay, something going on with them, right?
Well,
Like,
because like Truth Teller is like a sacred blade too.
yeah.
We actually learn more about that blade in Crescent City. No
Oh,
spoilers, no spoilers. But like it's a really sacred blade, and he knows that it's sacred. So for him to offer it to Elaine to make her feel brave, I was just like, damn, that guy's great, you know?
Yeah.
then excuse me, how did it end up with him? Does
If
he
you want Crescent
cross with
City first.
Crescent City?
I'm not telling you.
Oh no,
You
So
have to read.
yeah, keep reading. So for those listening, I am the only one out of the three of us who has read all three of her series. So I have all the information and then none of the information because none of them are completed. So I have all
That's what
enough.
we call, and that's why we call you the wing leader.
Yes.
Yes, I do. I do love that nickname, the Wing Leader. Shout out to Fourth Wing if you've read it. So,
And you wish
Yes.
you had wings to be with your bat boys.
oh my God. I would love to have Illyrian wings. First of all, then I wouldn't have to buy a plane ticket. I could just fly and
Oh,
Dina
and then just come
myself.
see me.
That's what I was
Yeah.
Yeah.
thinking.
Because that's the only place you want to come is to me.
Yeah.
Obviously, just Texas.
Yes.
Like nowhere else. What's Europe?
Right.
Rome,
Baby, we got Paris here. We got everything you want.
Paris, Texas.
I finally gave her her beaver nuts. So
Oh my God.
Oh,
Sounds crazy for
did
people
you
who
try
don't
them?
know what beer nuts are. No, I'll try them right now. Where are they?
in your purse.
Oh, okay.
They're
So
super
those
crunchy
that
though.
aren't from Texas, we have this place called Bucky's that has pretty much everything under the sun. Oh, have you tried them yet, Jenna?
No,
Oh,
this will be my first time.
Oh, live.
Sorry for the people who have misophonia.
me. I really like them.
Right? They're
Oh,
delicious.
huh. It's like a
Kind of like,
caramelized,
Corn pop.
yeah, yeah.
I don't know how I feel about it.
Those pecans were
Oh,
banging. Matt and I were fighting for them. They
yes.
were
That one?
so good. They were just like candied pecans.
Oh,
I'm saying pecans for you. But then
Thank
they
you.
had chocolate ones and white chocolate ones. Oh my God, they were so good.
I can
Yeah.
see how these are addicting.
Yeah.
Yeah, you just and like road trip, you got to stop, get some snacks from Bucky's, get
There's
some
like a
gas.
little bit of maple syrup in
Yes.
there too.
Mhm.
Could be.
A very complex
I'm
palate.
telling you, you could see your Illyrian wings could bring you down to Bucky's anytime. Anytime.
There we go. There we go.
Okay,
Okay, where
back
are
on track
we?
here. Okay, so Az is still injured. So Reese is telling him he can't fight and he's mad about it. He wants to fight. Um, Feyre reveals that she has a new tattoo as a mating gift to Rhysand. Girl. Which is actually really pretty. It's down her spine. It's the different phases of the moon,
Mhm.
and I kind of want
Mhm.
it.
Oh yeah.
But this tattoo happened because of the again another bargain she made with Bryaxis.
You think he should
Um,
like stop doing that? Like
I
stop
know
it. Your tattoos are with me and me
you're
only,
getting out of control here, girl.
right?
He's not controlling or
No,
like
but do you think
No.
deep down he's just like, okay, calm down.
no, I think he's just like I trust her to make these decisions and she knows what she's doing. I
Yeah,
think he's very
she's his
confident.
equal.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's
Hmm.
confident in himself.
that's why
I
he's
don't
the
think
best.
I don't think he would ever tell her what to do.
No.
Okay.
So like this part of the summary where I was going through it and like writing it down, I started getting all emotional again and like all the feels and all the chills, like it started
Mhm.
happening. Like this is so great.
Okay.
Um, so they go to face Hybern and they're outnumbered, but then Feyre lets the glamour go and she was hiding the
Mm.
bone carver and Bryaxis, and then the Weaver shows up because Helion made a bargain with her, so now they have all three monsters. Like,
Same,
oh,
same,
super
So
same.
chills.
good. So good. So
And
good.
they all start attacking the forces. I was just like, oh my God, we have a chance.
I know, right? It did seem like it was going to go in our favor.
Hmm.
It was so good.
But then what happens?
Yeah.
Three more armies appear.
Mm.
Baron's, Tamlin's, and Grayson's human army, which is led by Jurian. Again, I was just like, bam, bam, bam. Oh my gosh, everything's happening here. This is getting crazy.
It's just one thing
And
after
then,
the other.
and like the fact that Baron and Tamlin showed up, and then like Grayson, like all these people that were like, I don't know, probably not, they aren't on their side. They show up like, oh, it was getting really good. I think this is probably like the last 100 pages, right? So you just kind
Yeah,
of
Oh, of
talk at this
course. That's
point.
it.
that's how Sarah Janet rolls.
She's janiting it up right now.
So then I guess some drama has to occur. The king uses the cauldron to destroy the Illyrian armies in the sky, which is horrible. Nesta cries out for Cassian just before, which saves his life from getting blasted by the
Mm.
cauldron.
This scene, because I was listening to it,
She had like a premonition that he was going to
Yes.
get blown up.
but then hearing her scream in the audio,
Mhm.
did you listen to the
I
audio?
did. I did.
Chills. Because as you know, we don't like Nesta at this point, and then you hear her and you're just like, I love you. Save him. Yes, please. Thank you. It
Yeah,
was
like you hear the hurt in her.
yes, hurt. She was genuine. Like she actually had emotion for another
Mhm.
human.
Right.
And you're just like, good.
He
Yay.
he's like looking
More
at
of that.
he's looking at her shocked that like she knew she saved him. Then he's feeling horrible because his fellow warriors have all died and he
Hmm.
was scared. Crazy.
hmm I
Crazy.
was proud of her.
Hmm.
And then the king goes and kills the bone carver,
I know.
which,
Was shocked. I didn't think he could
I didn't.
die.
All of our
right?
are getting.
I didn't think
Slaughtered here.
Yeah,
I didn't
I
think he
was
could
sad
die.
with this one too.
I guess
Like
that
she's killing all our
Aldrin
monsters
is just
here.
super powerful.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Has the Weaver died yet? Doesn't the Weaver also die?
Not she does, but not at this point. She's still
Sorry,
rocking
spoiler.
and rolling here.
She's still rocking and rolling.
So then some horns start sounding. There's more armies coming in. But all of a sudden, this armada of winged soldiers show up,
Mhm.
and it has more ships than Hiberns, and it ends up being Draken's legions and Marion's people. And they
Woohoo!
met up with another armada led by Vasa and Lucian. Like,
Yeah, Luke.
oh my
And at this
God,
point,
here
like he's been
comes
gone for a while, and you're like,
everybody.
you're back!
Yay!
Yay!
Good job, Lucian. You did
You
it.
did
You did it.
something.
Today.
Yeah. So
No, that
it's
was a
getting
nice
pretty
meetup.
crazy. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Um,
Oh.
this is the part though that I'll probably
Mhm.
like get a little choked up on. Okay. So it turns out that Feyre's father, nameless man, actually was the one that found Bassa. He discovered that the queens were traitors because I mean this whole time he had been gone, right? Like he was never around every time they met in the human territory, like he wasn't there. They always said he was off. I was like, this guy's up to something. Like there's something going on. So sure enough, He's the one that found out the queens were traitors. And then he went and he gathered an army to help defeat them. And he gathered these 3 ships and named one after each daughter.
Mhm.
He said because he failed them years ago, he would not fail them again.
Ugh, gosh.
Like, so tears at this point were just like rolling down my face trying to read.
It made me happy that he redeems himself as a father.
Because SJM describes the moment where Nesta and Elaine and Feyre are both are thinking it's the end. They see these ships and then they see the names on these ships and they're like,
Yes.
oh my God, they're
He
named
was
after
looking for
us.
us. They were honestly like he was looking for us,
Like he cares about us. He was looking for us.
which is sad that they were so shocked that he would care for them.
I know.
But
Given the
also,
background where he didn't really do much for them before, like,
Yeah.
so sad.
yeah.
So then this is where the Weaver comes in. So she actually creates a diversion so that Feyre and Ammon can reach the cauldron. So I think at one point before Feyre determines that she can't have Nesta and Elaine go with her, that it just needs to be her and Amryn. So they're the ones that end up to go search for the cauldron.
Mhm.
And then this is where the king ends up snapping the Weaver's neck during the diversion that she creates. So then all our monsters are gone. Super
Aw.
sad. Um, so then, okay, Feyre puts her hand on the cauldron and she realizes that she can't let go, and Amryn doesn't do the same. And we find out that Amryn lied.
I
And
was
at this
like,
point,
Yeah, I was like, oh, she's a traitor.
yeah,
Awesome.
for sure. I was like,
yeah,
did not see that coming.
I know. I was already getting really upset
Hmm.
with Amryn at this point.
I was like, she's another
Um,
Nancy. What's happening?
yeah, exactly. And then, like, since Feyre has her hand on the cauldron, somehow she's able to kind of see what's going on with going on with the king and what's going on over there.
She sees
So
Reese as his like monster self, right? Remember
oh
he can
yes,
like
that's right.
transform and he's got like these claws and he's like those statues that are outside of the Court of Nightmares and he's like basically like a giant like 10-foot tall demon or something like that,
Mhm.
right?
Have you seen any like fan art on that? Like
I have. It's
you have?
scary.
Oh, I
You
haven't
need to
seen
It's
it.
send
scary. I
that.
will. And he's like misting people right and left and like what
Oh
a
my
quality to have.
God.
I'll while you're talking, I'll try to pull up something.
Yes, send me that. I need a visual. Um, so she's seen all this and she goes to where the king is, and it turns out that he has their father.
Hmm.
And during this time, he apologizes to Nesta
Yeah.
for everything. He tells her that he loves her, and then the king snaps his neck. I'm like,
I mean,
my
we saw it coming,
God.
but still,
Again, though, like I feel like there's a lot of neck snapping going
there
on,
is.
right?
But you
I
know
don't
what?
know.
In a lot of these supernatural things, like in Vampire Diaries, that's how they kill everybody. Neck snap, neck snap, neck snap. It's like,
I guess it's the quickest way.
yeah,
Are we just that fragile that
I guess.
apparently.
So I found two. So there's
Oh,
one.
I don't like that. No, don't
Oh
you do
my
that. No, I
Wait,
want to
God.
there's
look
another one
like that.
there's another one that's worse, I feel like.
Uh,
Ooh, that's
where's all my reading?
crazy.
He said he doesn't like to ever use that form, but I guess it was necessary, you know?
Well, against
That's almost like devilish.
Yeah.
for
That's
sure. That looks like
Like,
underworld
ooh.
stuff.
how did he get that quality? Like, why does he have
Yeah.
There's Court
that?
of
I
Nightmare.
wonder I
That is.
wonder if there's more to that.
You're thinking what I'm
Interesting.
thinking, and I'm also
Oh,
curious. I know you're thinking what I'm
no.
thinking.
It's something with Throne of Glass.
It is related to Throne of Glass. Yeah.
Is it like
Don't
similar
worry,
to,
we'll have the
is
conversation.
it similar to that animal that was in Throne of Glass that Cain summoned? The Roiken, what was that called? It started with an R.
I know what you're talking about.
I don't remember the name.
I don't remember the name, but yeah, that Kane summoned from the with the word marks and all that stuff. Related. I'll just say related.
Okay, fine.
Yeah.
Good
Let's move on.
point.
All right, keep going.
Okay.
This art's so sad.
No,
I
but
know.
wait. Before we get to this part,
I can't handle it.
I knew something bad was going to happen because Jenna kept sending me reels about ACOTAR stuff. So then they started showing up in my feeds, and I was like,
Uh-huh.
it's going to spoil something for me. So I stopped reading. Jenna was like, why did you stop? I was like, because something bad's going to happen, and I can't handle it. I said, I'm not reading this anymore. If I think what's going to happen is going to happen. I actually put it down for a while. I was like, no, you're not doing this to me.
You needed a break.
I was
Oh
not
my God.
happy.
I was
I was
also
determined not to finish it.
I know. You were so scared because you were like, either Cassian's gonna die or Rasanne's gonna die. I
I
know.
was so, so upset before I even read it.
I think you kept saying, someone's gonna die, isn't it? It's this person, isn't it? Just tell me. I'm like, I'm not telling you. Keep going.
It was so upsetting.
Oh, okay. Well, let's get this over with then.
Let's,
All right,
hold
rip
each
off the
other.
Band-Aid.
Let's hold each other.
Buckle up.
That's it.
Okay, so Cassian starts fighting with the king, but the king snaps Cassian's wing,
Ugh.
just as Elaine predicted. So I was starting to freak out here.
Yeah.
But Nesta, good old Nesta, her power explodes and she sends the king flying. She tries to get Cassian up to get him out, but he can't. He kisses her. They share this whole moment.
He crawls
And the
to
king,
her though. He
he-
crawls
yeah,
to her.
You know, like,
Sorry.
yeah.
Sorry, I had to.
Um, the king comes back, of course, and Nesta covers her body, like with, or she uses her body to cover Cassian's.
she's shielding him.
We need to
Yeah.
time out and give Cassian a moment because he says something so
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
beautiful.
Do you have it?
I think
Oh,
I have it. Time out.
I didn't come
You better
prepared for
have it.
this.
Okay. I think I have it. Hold on. If you want to just give me 1 second. Because what he says, oh my God. Can I even like get
And
through it without
and
crying?
I don't know.
No.
and if you were not convinced to keep reading, listeners, you have to, because if you think this part's good, then in the next book you're going to be
Mhm.
like, oh, I really like this. And the next book,
Mhm.
if we tell you we still hate her, you're going to see why. So you have to
Okay.
find out
I
why.
found it.
Because of what happens after this wonderful scene. She's still a fucking bitch.
So like he basically thinks he's about to die. The king of Hybern just injured him so gravely he can't get up. He crawls to Nesta. Nesta's kissing him, trying to encourage, please get up, please get up, please get up. She's, protecting his body with her own. And he says, I have no oh my God, I'm already choking up. Shut up.
You need to read it.
I have no regrets in my life but this, that we did not have enough time, that I did not have time with you. I will find you again in the next world, in the next life, and we will have that time together. I promise. Ah,
Oh my
chill.
God.
So
Again,
good.
another reason why you're thinking Elaine's vision's gonna come true. You're like, oh my God.
Yep. Yep. All right, go ahead. Go ahead. We
Okay.
can move on now.
Okay, so right before the king goes to kill them, a blade goes straight through his throat. Freaking Elaine comes through in the clutch. She stabbed him with the truth teller.
Thank fucking God. I
Right?
think she did one good thing.
I didn't
I know. She
she had
finally
it
did
in her.
something.
I was
No.
super shocked when because the way they said it, and they said a blade, and then they said with Elaine. I was like, hello?
Elaine?
Hello.
Elaine?
Hello.
You there?
Who?
The one who was hearing all those weird whispers.
Exactly.
Like, because she wasn't training. She didn't have a fighting bone in her
Right.
body.
Right. Exactly. She's off in La La Land the whole
Mhm.
book, and
Mhm.
all of a sudden she comes through, which I thought was good for her, you know?
Mhm.
Um, but then Nesta beheads the king.
Yeah.
So
Like she's like,
she
oh,
took it beyond.
she took it way
Yeah,
beyond.
let me slice this real good.
Yeah.
That was
Yeah.
crazy.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
Wanted to find,
So
keep
then,
going, 'cause I wanted to find Rasanne's speech to everyone that was like before the battle. I forgot about how beautiful that was.
oh
Keep
yeah,
going,
that's true.
and we can circle back to that.
Okay. So then we flash back to where Feyre and Amryn are with the cauldron. Um, so the message that the serial gave Amryn is that the spell would unbind them. So once Amryn is in her real form, she can wipe out Hybern's armies. But if you remember that, what she said is if she's in her real form, she'll forget everything, who she is, who they are. Like she basically, everything is gone. Um, so she agrees to do that. And at this point, I was like, okay, maybe, Amryn is still a good person. She
Right.
lied to Feyre, but for the greater good. So Feyre goes ahead and says the spell. The cauldron shatters into three pieces, and Amryn's true form is released, and she goes and she destroys all of Hybern's forces. So there's that.
And still kind of like, what is your true form, Amryn?
Mhm.
Again, they didn't
She
really
is
go into
still
it.
such a
Like,
mystery.
I know, I know. I hope that we get a backstory or at least more insight into her because
Mhm.
it seems very cool.
Okay. I
Um,
found it.
you
Should
do?
I?
Okay, go ahead. Yeah.
Because this was another like chill you to the core. Like Reese is amazing and SJM's writing is amazing.
Mm.
So he was like talking, giving basically a speech to everyone just in case we die before we meet with Hyber. And this is what I want to say to you. He says, I believe everything happens for a reason, whether it is decided by the mother or the cauldron or some sort of tapestry of fate. I don't know. I don't really care, but I am grateful for it, whatever it is. Grateful that it brought you all into my life. If it hadn't, I might have become as awful as that prick we're going to face today. If I had not met an Illyrian warrior in training, he said to Cassian, I would not have known the true depths of strength, of resilience, of honor, and loyalty. If I had not met a shadow singer, he says to Azriel, I would not have known that it is the family you make, not the one you are born into, that matters. I would not have known what it is true that it is truly hope, even when the world tells you despair. And then he says, sorry. He says, if I had not met my cousin, he says to Moore, I would never have learned that light can be found in even the darkest of hells, that kindness can thrive even amongst cruelty. And then he says to Amryn, if I had not met a tiny monster who hoards jewels more fiercely than a fire drake, my own power would have consumed me long ago. And then he says to Feyre, and if I had not met my mate, and then he says it like through the bond, so no one else can hear it,
Mm.
just for her. I would have waited 500 more years for you, 1,000 years, and this was all the time we were allowed to have. The wait was worth it.
Ugh, I
Oh,
got chills again.
Oh my God.
and that man.
And that's how you knew something bad was going to happen because no one
Yeah.
says a speech like that unless shit's going down.
Yeah,
Mhm.
exactly.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know if I'm ever gonna read anything ever again because I'm gonna have to keep going back to these books. Like, how do you top that?
I know.
Do you know how often I think about rereading
Oh
ACOTAR
my
and Throne of
God.
Glass? I
Mhm.
think about it all the time because every time, like, I forget certain parts and then I think
Mm.
about it, I'm like, oh God, that book was so good. I should really read Queen of Shadows again. I really loved it. Like,
I
like
know. Yes, I know. These are the only books that I've ever wanted to reread. Like,
same,
it's
Wow.
crazy.
Yeah.
same,
Mhm.
same. Okay, continue.
Okay.
Interrupted.
So we're not done here. The cauldron has this void, a growth,
Hmm.
and Feyre basically needs to remake the cauldron or else it'll destroy everything. I'm like, great, we got rid of it and now we have to remake it because
Yeah,
it's
right.
still
But
destroying everything.
Yeah, it
Like
becomes like this like black hole basically, and it's like eating the
sucking.
world.
sucking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But at this point her power is spent and so she has to use Rhysand's. So they wield and they bind the cauldron and she's giving all that she can, but she needs more from him. And they keep pulling and pulling and pulling, and she doesn't really realize it. And his power is completely draining.
And he's like
And he basically
whispering,
tells
I
her,
love
like, I love you. Yeah. And I'm like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. And it kills him. And at this point, I was like, I'm done. We're not, no, I
yeah.
cannot go on.
And the
This is
way it happened,
ridiculous.
and then she's just like,
She
wait,
turns,
it's
she turns it.
quiet. Why is it quiet? The mating bond. It's
Yeah. She couldn't
quiet.
hear the bond
Yeah.
anymore.
That was the
Yes.
killer.
No.
Like he knew he was dying and he still did it because
He
that's
had
who
to.
he is. He
Mhm.
gives and gives and gives. Oh,
Yeah, he had to save everybody.
I was a hot mess. I was listening to the graphic audio of this on my deck outside, and thank God I was by myself. I was just a sobbing mess. I was like, I will never recover from this. This is the worst thing that's ever happened. Like, I could not stop crying. It was awful.
Thank God
I'm
I had
pretty sure.
small spoilers, but
I mean, I'm pretty sure I texted both of you like, what the
yeah, we
hell?
were live texting and we were like, we're here for you.
Yes. Oh my God,
Yes.
you're right. That's right. I forgot about that.
Yeah. But I
Uh,
mean, I am glad that I kept reading,
Yes,
I
yes.
but
know.
I was already like, no. Like,
Hmm.
fuck
Hmm.
you, Sarah Janet. Yeah, Sarah Janet. Okay. So then we do like we bring it back to the original story. And once again, all of the High Lords, including Feyre now, since she's High Lady, give a drop of their power to help bring Rhysand back. And surprisingly, even Tamlin agrees.
And the way
Once again,
she
he finally
asked him, and
agrees.
he was like, almost like, I'm doing it for you, but not for you, which was
Right.
nice. Like he wasn't doing it because he is in love and wants her back.
Yeah.
Yeah. He just wants you to
She
be
was
happy.
she's like, I'll do anything, just please.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hmm. So, okay, fine, Tamlin, you get
Mm-hmm.
one brownie point.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Well, he did save her life before too, like
Yeah.
helped her escape. So
True.
So
Two brownie points.
I do have another quote. It's a quick one, I promise. For when like he is given all the powers of the High Lords and he does come back to
Oh,
life.
okay.
He says, I heard you even in death. It made me look back, made me stay a little bit longer. So he clung to her even in I know. Like, can you God, that like the love,
their love is like
Yeah.
love.
Hmm.
It's too much for me. Wow.
Oh my goodness. Okay. Well, while he was dead, he also reached out to Amryn because remember, Amryn's no longer with us.
Mhm.
And he said that I want to say he said something like, reached out my hand to see if she would reach back. And she did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So she came back and she gave up everything, and now she's just a normal high fae. So not only is Rhysand back, but now Amryn's back. She's just not like
The,
before Amryn. She's
the
just high fae Amryn.
yeah, the mysterious monster or whatever she was from a different realm, you
Right.
know.
Mm-hmm.
She eats real food now.
Yeah.
That's
And she
right.
doesn't like it,
Right.
right?
And the next she's like, ugh, God.
The
So
whole
gross.
bathroom stuff.
Oh yeah. And
Oh, the
We'll save it.
bathroom, the
okay,
bathroom.
okay, okay,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. Oh. And then, okay, so then Elaine surprisingly decides to go ahead and invite Lucian to come to Valaris with them.
Shocking.
Um, yeah, I guess she's like, oh, well, you brought an army, so I guess you can come back with us,
Yeah.
maybe,
Mm-hmm.
if you want to. Draken and Miriam also agreed to hide the cauldron, and oh, I can't even pronounce what island they're on, but
It's like Creatia or
Creata.
something.
I was gonna say
Creatia,
Creatia.
whatever.
Yeah.
I know that we didn't really talk about it, but before the reason why they couldn't find them when they went there is that it was so heavily warded that it looked like it was like no one was there, like nobody
Mm-hmm.
at all. So I think
Oh,
that's a
right.
perfect place
I
to
forgot
hide the
about that.
cauldron.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
that's why
No,
they'd agree to put it there.
totally.
Yeah.
Totally. Totally.
And then there's like a little side meeting that Feyre calls to renegotiate the treaty. She brings all the, people in, Vasa and
Mm-hmm.
Durian and everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but I don't really remember too much coming out of that. Like I know that um, what is it? Durian and Vasa decide to go together, or I don't know.
They go
There's
back
something.
and live on the other side of the wall.
Yeah, and because they're still trying to find the other they're trying to find Cochet and the other queen, right?
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Yeah, there's still
Yeah.
more, obviously, because we get another book out of it. But
Yeah, we still have the other queens running rampant
Right.
and trying to cause problems.
Mhm.
it's not over.
It's not over.
And then we have Feyre and Rhysand. They basically make a bargain that when it's time to go, they go together. I'm like, good for you. That's how
Beautiful.
I want to do it with my mate.
Right?
Oh.
No, like yeah, like
Yeah.
I know like some people like hate that they made that bargain, but like they love each other.
They don't want to live
Why
life without each other.
why would they want to do that?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Exactly. No, I think that's like if that was something you could actually do, like I, I would do with my husband. Like
Yeah.
I'd be like, hey, you're not. If I'm gone, you're gone too. You're not hanging around to
I've
meet a
said that to
new
Matt. I was like, don't
woman
worry,
here.
I'll kill you along with me. Don't worry.
Oh,
You're going
that's
with me.
lovely. I thought more of like a notebook situation where you're just old and you lay down and die
Oh,
You could
together.
just plan that. That doesn't just happen.
Well, can't you just be like, I'm really old. My heart's giving out. Like,
Well, Juliet,
will
I'm
yourself?
dying of old age. Just slip yourself a little poison and die next to me.
yeah. Do me the favor.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Do me the favor.
You know you want to.
Gosh, too much.
I'll
Too
come back
much.
and haunt you if not.
Exactly.
I'll find you. Oh gosh. Um,
Okay. Yeah.
um, so let's go deep dive discussions here, right? So we got a little bit of foreshadowing from Mist and Fury that Nesta, um, Feyre describes when she was painting the dresser. I painted Nesta as flames. She was always angry, always burning. I think her and Amryn would be fast friends, and I think Elaine would like Valaris too, though she would probably cling to Azriel to have some peace and quiet. So that was in Mr. and Fury, which is exactly what happened with Elaine and Azriel. And then Nesta, we know that her next book is the Silver Flames book, A Court of Silver Flames, and we learn a lot more about Nesta's powers and Nesta's journey in the next book.
Well, Frost and Starlight is next.
Oh, I'm sorry. I completely
Oh,
forgot
yeah.
our little novella of happiness. Our little
Mhm.
gave us a little nugget of happiness after torturing us with Rasan dying and the Suriel dying and
the Weaver
and the Bone
dad.
Carver and the dad and oh my gosh, all the death.
Too much neck snapping.
Yeah. Okay. So, listener engagement, we did put up a poll on Instagram and it was most shocking scene of Wings and Ruin. And the choices were Rasan dying, Elaine stabbing Hybern, Amryn going into the cauldron, or Tamlin helping Feyre escape. So, I have the results. They were up for 24 hours. The results are 50% said Rhys dying was the most shocking, 3% said Elaine stabbing Hybern. And then it was a tie 24% and 24% between Amryn going into the cauldron and Tamlin helping Feyre escape. So there we go.
For Tam Tam.
I voted for Rhysand just because that destroyed me for days afterwards.
Yeah, same.
I was not okay.
Oh my God.
And then we gave this book
The 5 goblet rating.
all the gobs.
For real. All the gobs. Gobble, gobble.
And do we really need to say why? It had everything. It had professions of love. It had undying loyalty and friendship. It had war. It had death. It had gore. It had shocking twists and turns.
Monsters.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
It had two-faced people, right?
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm. A lot of people died in this book.
I know. Yeah.
Like whole army of Illyrian soldiers died. Let's not forget that.
Ruh-roh.
Yeah.
Okay. And Dina, what is our next book?
So it's what is it called? A Court of Frost and Starlight.
Yeah.
That's right.
We're gonna do that one.
Mhm.
And hopefully have
smart.
like a Christmassy type of cocktail.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right?
I did find a cute one. I did share it with you guys that we'll talk about.
Okay.
Ooh.
I keep forgetting that. I keep thinking we're going straight to Silver Flames. But
No.
we gotta have our little Christmas special, our Hallmark.
Yeah.
Have some happiness, guys.
Yeah.
Yes.
Would you like to do our outro, Danielle?
Oh, sure.
Okay.
All right. So, everybody, make sure you follow us everywhere you listen. Rate and review us, please. And please follow us on Instagram at Sips with the Suriel. And we spell Suriel Suriel. Click our Linktree bio and follow us on Goodreads. And we will also be putting our episodes up on YouTube. So, please subscribe and like. Same name, Sips with the Suriel. And follow Creative Little Pill, obviously, Dina, for all your podcast art and digital art needs. And
Okay, friends, keep reading to whatever end.
that was a good one.
That was better.
That was a good one.
Yeah.
Good.
We
More
got it.
natural.
We got it.
Yeah.
All right.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.